That was the day he trained.
Okay. How
Yeah,
how did he look from your point of view? What do you think?
bro, doesn't make sense.
Man.
His arms look fake. They're so crazy.
Yeah.
And I've seen Nick Walker in person. Andrew's pretty close
Yeah.
to his crazy looking.
I mean, I'm not the first one to say this, but I think you guys know some of his stuff is kind of questionable body parts.
I'm not saying nothing, but are we recording?
We are.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you something someone else told me there.
Yeah. Text me later on it.
Okay.
That's the
Put it
behind the
put it in the
scenes episode.
put it
I'll
in the
call
pod.
you after.
Yeah, put it in the pod group or
I'll put
whatever.
it in the pod group. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so Eric can see it.
Yeah, definitely.
It was hilarious though.
Was it the Brazilian guy with like 28-inch oil arms?
Nah, 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 nah. Kamal said some funny shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kamal. I miss Kamal on stage, man.
Dude, that dude trains hard.
That's sick. He's got to be
Dude,
like 50, maybe 55 now. 54,
bro.
55.
He don't look 55.
I was gonna say he looks good. His skin quality is great.
Dude, he's still got dude, I'm talking he looks fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Dude, you know
cool.
who does not look fresh? I just saw a picture yesterday of Marcus Rule, and I
Oh.
love Marcus Rule, but that dude looks like the bottom of an ashtray.
Damn, that sucks. He's
Well,
still massive though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's still huge.
he
Yeah,
was ripping
His
heaters
wife is
outside the
tiny.
Arnold one day.
man. He is, let's see. I saw him when he competed at the Arnold at what is it, guys? Is it the Powerhouse, the tiny ass gym in Columbus?
That's what it used to be called. Wasn't it called Metro Fitness? And now it's a powerhouse.
It might be, yeah. But I went there and I mean, there was just like,
You can't even train.
you
Yeah.
can't train. Yeah.
No.
It's just like, but he was doing he was doing a photo shoot for Nutrex and, he had the stringer on, his chest was out to here. And I'm like, this dude is nasty.
He's the ultimate freak. He's my favorite of all time. He's just his proportions don't make sense. Like it would be hard to walk around every day being that large. Don't care. Bring it.
Right. What's up, Justin?
Hey guys, sorry for being late here. I'm like really technologically illiterate and like my Zoom link wasn't working for a second there, but I clicked on it enough times and it just like magically started working. So
We're all
That's
good,
my
man.
grandmother's approach. Just click on it till it works.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like it's like if I just click on this enough times, eventually the box that comes up where it like asks me what my name is will pop up and then I just click connect and then I'm good to go.
Yeah, well, welcome to the show, man. Crushing Limits Unleashed. We got Nate Pennycook. You probably know Nate.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know anybody.
This will be good. We got Coach Eric. Yeah, he's another regular on the pod. But
All right, so who is who? Because everyone's name is Team H and then Lore.
Oh, yeah. I'm
So
Nate
a
is
is Team
Lore.
H. Yep.
Who is Team H?
Nate
yep.
Nate
up
is Team
top.
H, then
Yeah.
Eric is Lore. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think Justin, you were training the same time I was at MI40 over the weekend.
Oh, after the Sarasota Pro.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yep, I was there. I did a popped in really quick on Sunday to just get a quick workout in.
yeah. I thought that was you.
Yes, that was me. I did swing through there. I did not realize how far it is from Sarasota. I thought they were like way closer together. No, that's a drive.
Hour.
Yeah, a full hour. I mean, it took it was so then I drove like 4.5 hours that day to get home.
Yep.
I went that hour out of the way to train. But there's no gyms in Sarasota. And I
No.
had already trained at Champs the day that I drove into Sarasota. I like made a detour to hit Derek's gym.
Uh,
And so I was like, which it was good and all, but I was like, I like the nostalgia of MI40 as well.
I like MI40 more too.
Yeah. I
Did you
think
end up?
if I
Oh,
lived over there full time, I think I'd probably train at Champs. Because as it gets bigger and there'll be more environment and stuff in there. And like I don't know, I would imagine that I would probably train there because it's very similar to Raw. So like where I train at in Port St. Lucie, the Raw Athletic Club, like the gyms almost look identical because we have a ton of new tech stuff as well, um, which I'm quite fond of. Like it's a really good line of equipment. So I probably would end up training there. But if I'm being honest, I probably would have memberships to Powerhouse, MI40, and Champs. I'd just be like rotating like a revolving,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah,
You guys know. I mean, I'm sure you guys do it too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Derek there when you went?
Yeah, so him and Matt Grego were there, but they weren't training. They were just kind of like floating around. I
Okay.
was actually kind of like surprised to see them and have them not be training because I don't know about you guys. Like, I don't really just go to hang out at the gym. I go to train and then I come home. So
Yeah.
like, I was just surprised. They had like this little. There was like a separate room that they were in. It kind of looked like an office room or something like that. And Grego, I think at one point was getting like tissue work done because it looked like he was on like some massage table. Like you could see through a window
Hmm.
into the room. And I briefly saw Derek, and the only reason I knew it was him because of his waddle.
Yeah.
So, which is just compliments to the guy because like, he's got massive legs. I mean, he's got to like walk around his adductors. Means he's a stout motherfucker.
How big is
Just
it down there?
Champs is small.
Okay.
I thought so. I mean, Eric. I mean, or Nate. You might think differently if you've been there or not. Like, did you feel like it
I
was big?
I actually just went to MI40 because I like MI40. So
Okay.
yeah, I didn't want to risk like not liking it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, with the new equipment, you kind of like can't get a bad workout in though. So it's like because
Yeah,
everything is smooth and it feels really good, and they
yeah.
have 100 versions of everything too. But it well, I guess I shouldn't say that because it's only new tech.
Okay.
And maybe I don't know about you guys, but I'm not like a fan of gyms that are like one brand specific.
No, me
I
neither.
just like variety, but that's
Yes.
because not any one brand makes like the best version of an incline chest press or a hack squat or whatever the case may be. So Raw is kind of like more mix and match. We've got a lot of prime stuff. We have a ton of new tech stuff. We've got Atlantis. We have some hammer strength, but like hammer strength sucks. And so, but like, yeah. So it's kind of like a Pure Muscle was the one who outfitted Raw, and they obviously did their thing where they just like put all the good stuff in there. So, but it's small. Like it's not as big as you would think. It's not. It's I shouldn't say it's small. It's smaller than I was expecting, I guess, because based on
Yeah.
what I've seen, the pictures it looked, I was like, this looks huge. And so, but and it's kind of off the beaten path. Like it's in a building, and there's no signs or anything yet. Like they're still very much in the infancy of like that gym being open. Like just getting like I had to like I was like, am I here? And I'm like looking inside like the doors, and then I see a banner inside the door that said Champs, and I was like, okay, well I'm in the right spot, but I'm like, damn man, I'm like, how would you know? So and there it wasn't crowded. There was maybe 15 people in the gym,
Oh,
and
Nice.
it was 5 o'clock on a Friday. So which granted, Friday's kind of dead in the gym usually. Like at that time, people want to start their weekend, but either way. So all right, I don't want to overtake the podcast. How do you guys like to do things?
We just roll.
Chris
We
is the
just
master.
roll. Yeah. We just
Okay.
anything goes, man. Bodybuilding life.
Chris, are
Whatever.
you done, dude? Because like, dude, you were massive at one point. What happened? Are you done?
No, I competed. I did the Atlanta Pro 4 weeks ago. I did my pro
You
debut.
did?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, now I just put my foot in my mouth and said, now, now I'm like an asshole.
No, that's all right, man. It's
Because
I'm way down in
I just remember when we talked about maybe like working together before you got your pro card,
yeah.
bro. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you were just so big. And even when you were like, when you got your pro card, I was like, holy fuck. I was like, because because you did what I did. You pulled down into middles, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's like,
stupid.
it's like this guy doesn't look like a middleweight. It's like,
No,
how does
Dude,
this not make weight?
no.
yeah,
So,
I mean these guys know. We've talked about it, but when I was on stage I was like just under 193. So like
oh my God.
I've never been a middleweight per se. Like
Yeah.
my IG is Chris Santamaria 198 because I'm always like 197, 198
Oh, okay.
when I created the handle. So like even going through the ranks, my plan was never to even consider middleweight. I wasn't a middleweight, but I
Yeah.
just kept like they just kept giving me these poor placings, and I like one time I'm just like, gosh, do I need to actually like drop to middles?
Hmm.
So that's kind
Yeah,
of the story behind that.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I didn't expect to be, and I'm kind of like you, man. Like, well, I was on the opposite end of the spectrum. I was always a middleweight, like coming up
Okay.
as an amateur, and then I did, I was like a light heavyweight like once, and then that was actually the first overall I ever won in
Mhm.
2019. That's the only overall I ever won as an amateur, actually. And then did USA's that year, 2019. And but I was a middleweight, like, and I knew I was going to be a middleweight at USA's. I was like a light heavyweight at like 183, so like I wasn't like
Sure.
really there. You know what I mean? And that was
Yeah.
4 weeks out from USA, so it was like, kind of just one of those like touchdown and go type of qualifiers,
Hmm.
and then for nationals, so I didn't compete in 2020 because of COVID and all the crap. So I just was like, I just took the year off. At nationals, I had no intention on doing middles. I thought I was gonna be a light heavyweight. I started that prep at like 225,
Yeah.
but I was kind of artificially inflating my weight because I was like eating junk and I was just like doing anything to like get my weight to go up because it's always been hard for me to put weight on. And then before you know it, like we're dieting for that show, and I'm like 196, and like we're not peeled or ready to walk on stage yet, and so I'm like, fuck. And so, like, just in the back of my mind, I was like, fuck, dude, I'm totally not going to be a light heavyweight at this show. But I was still holding out hope. I was like, maybe I'll just get like this surge of growth. I don't know. You never know. And so I will. So for the qualifier, I did another show like qualifier 4 weeks out from nationals, and I was a light heavyweight there, and I weighed in probably about. It was in the weigh-ins are always in the afternoon, and I had already been eating and drinking, and I wasn't worried about my weight. I was maybe like 189. I think that morning fast I was maybe like 186, give or take, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. And that then the next morning I woke up. I think I was on stage probably around like 186, 187 the next morning, and I looked good. I was ready. Like I was all the way in, and everything was there, right? I mean, could I have been a little bit harder and sharper, like from maybe a little bit, because like again we weren't really peaking for that show, sure. And I didn't win the overall at that show though, the heavyweight one. And so and we did like, I think in the overall we did like five rounds of posing, and I was like, Jesus Christ, guys! I'm like, just fucking pick. I was like, I don't care at this point.
Yeah.
And so didn't win the overall, whatever. I didn't really care. And now, granted, I will say, I told Matt, I was like, "Am I ready for nationals? Like, am I not good? Like, I'm like, I think I'm great, but I'm like, am I not good at this? Like, I didn't. This guy just beat me." And he was like, "Bro, just relax." He was like, go eat, and then talk to me tomorrow." And I was like, "All right." So I go and checked in with Matt. It was like maybe 3.5 weeks out from nationals. I go ahead and do a in-person check-in at the offices, right? And he's like, "All right, let's go outside, let's pose." So I'm hitting a back double, and he walks up behind me and he grabs my ass and he pinches it to
Hmm.
see how much is there.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Bro, there's more that we can pull." And I'm like, fuck. I
Oh,
knew exactly what he was gonna say at that point. And
Yep.
uh, and he's like, we're gonna go down to middleweights, and he's like, "You're gonna win your pro card." And I was like, bro, I most people would be like, "Yeah, let's do it." I was like distraught. I was like ready to just like give up, because I had worked that whole time from 2019 to 2021 to try and move up to light heavyweights. It was just
mhm.
really important to me to like try and win my pro card as a light heavyweight for some reason. I don't know. It was just, dumb young kid being emotional, right? And then yeah, so we got down to like 182, 181, and I was totally ready to I mean I was skinless. And I was like, how are we pulling more weight off of this? I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work. And Matt just worked his magic, and somehow from the 2 week out mark to the start of peak week, I just kept coming down. And once I hit like 179, 178, he was like, "All right, we're done." He's like, it's done. He's like, "A little Dizide, you'll be good." He's like, you'll be right on the button at 176, and we'll be done." He's like, "Then we'll come right back up." I definitely didn't come up like you did though. I was not on stage at 193. That's crazy. I don't know how you put all of that back in. I actually would love to hear that story. How did you put it back almost like 20 pounds?
Dude, it was crazy. It was like I said, I was never a middleweight to begin with.
Yeah.
So it was like the
You
first
still have
time,
to get weight.
the first time I did it was in 2021. And I had gotten, I've been off stage for 3 years. I got my entire colon removed, three
Yeah.
surgeries in the process, and I was like, I'm coming back for this pro card. Like, I'm coming back, and it's gonna happen. So I got fifth. I did a qualifier, and then I got fifth at the universe, and I looked like really, really good. And I'm like, fifth? Are you kidding me?
Hmm.
And I'm like, I was so mad. You know how it goes, guys. Like,
Yeah.
you get off stage, you're not thinking clearly. And I go out and I meet Stephanie and my brother. Before they can say anything, I said, "That's it. I'm dropping to middleweights." And they're like, and I'm doing Masters Nationals, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 wait a second, Chris." And I said, "No, I'm going to drop to middleweights, and I don't think anyone's going to beat me as a middleweight." So, I basically started what I called the descent, like the descent to hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, I had to drop 20 pounds.
Right. Right.
So, I did the same thing 2 years ago, and it was basically like, all right, here we go. Like, I already know I'm going to possibly lose some muscle, you know, but I,
Yeah.
I basically dropped my meals down to 4 meals.
Okay.
And, I was a couple weeks out at that point. And
Like carbless meals, like no carbs at this point, just like protein, veg, and
training days, I was doing like 25 carbs, 50 carbs here and there.
okay.
And then, I was basically just using whatever vegetables I can eat as fillers. I'm not even supposed to have vegetables with the no
Oh, with the
colon,
colon, yeah.
but I'd have some green beans here and there. And then I would drop to like 4 ounce portions. And then like 2 weeks out, I was at like three. And then 1 week out, I was literally at like 2 ounces of meat.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was like watching the clock, like what for the next meal.
Holy crap, dude. This is the stuff you want to hear. This is exactly why I asked. I want to know. Like, this
Yeah.
is crazy.
And then, I get to Pittsburgh and I'm still like, what was I? I'm still
Yeah,
like,
where are you at? Wait, what's your weight at
I'm
that?
like 184 and a half, like a day out.
God. One day out?
One day out.
So you didn't get like the early weigh-in.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I did do the early weigh-in. By that point, I was probably like 186 and a half.
Okay.
And then from there,
How did you get that? How did you get all the way down? What did you do the last like 12 hours before weigh-ins?
yeah, I
I want to
literally,
know this stuff.
Not
Yeah.
healthy.
That's all right, but I want to know. Did you sauna and like, Diazide and
no, zero diuretics.
okay.
I literally just sat in the shower because it's too expensive to go here and there with an Uber with the sauna.
Right, yeah, especially in
So
Pittsburgh.
yeah, in Pittsburgh, and we didn't have the host hotel, so I literally like cooked myself in the shower for like hours, and I'd step out, dry off. I'd be so delirious because I was dizzy. Step on the scale. Okay, nope. I got 6 pounds to go back in the shower, and I'd have podcasts going on like outside. And it was just basically just repeat that process for like 6 hours.
Oh my God.
And as soon
Oh my God.
as soon as I made the weight, I'm like, all right, Stephanie, let's go. We're going to weigh-ins right now. And I got two full shakers of Carbolin. And
Oh,
as soon as I made the weight, I'm like down in these shakers to like start the climb back up.
yeah, right. You got to put the water back.
Yeah.
That's
So then,
literally what I did for USA's this year.
but how did you like? Because like, here's the thing, Chris. Like, I'm very anti this when
Mhm.
it comes to peaking my athletes because
Yes.
in my opinion, I feel like it never works.
No.
Like the look is never very good. And I'm
Yeah.
like, in my experience, so like, I mean, maybe I'm just not very good at doing this whole water cut thing, but because I do the same, I putting the water back, I'm feeding up, and it's just like it just never goes to the places I want it to go fast enough, and the look is never the same. Like
Yes.
pre-depletion, post, like it just, I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean,
Chris, exactly
you
what
really
happened
pulled
to
it
me
off
this
because
year.
you looked wacky when you won your pro card. Like that was a great look.
Thank you.
So I don't know, but that's fucked.
I'm with
Oh,
you though, man. It's never the same. Like me and the guys talked about it a few episodes ago. It's never quite the same. Like if I'm not one of those delusional guys where I'm like, every time on stage was my best look. No, I
No.
I looked better before I,
Like at Universe when you were a light heavyweight?
oh yeah, yeah. I looked so here it's crazy because I looked really good for the Kuklo, and then I looked even better for the Universe. And at the Universe, it was like, this is game over. Like I'm winning this. No one's gonna beat me today.
Yeah,
And then I got beat,
right.
and everyone, of course, everyone was like, "How the fuck did you get
Yeah,
beat?"
I know.
You,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. So then Masters Nationals 3 weeks later, I looked even better, and I had already gotten through the process, so it was easy to make weight there. It was like, I got this shit down. This is easy
And
to
wait, is it Masters? Wait, I thought it was North Americans that you won your pro card at 2 years ago.
yes. So
Oh, okay.
I got second again at Masters.
And that was the first time doing the middles thing.
So this would have been the third time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I did it once in 2021. I did it one time. And then in 20,
When did you start talking? When did we start talking? It was after the second time then?
this was after the second time, after Masters.
Damn, dude, I
Yeah.
could have had a pro card with you if you let me help you.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was 2 seconds in a row. And at this point, I'm like, I wasn't seriously considering it, but I'm almost like, do I even want to continue to North Americans?
Yeah,
And then, of course, like once the dust clears, you're like, I'm not fucking stopping now,
yeah, right.
you know?
Too close.
Yeah.
Nate, you had to do the water cut for USA's too.
Dude. Me
What
and
weight class were you
me and
pulled? What
Tuttle,
weight would you
me
pull
and
down to?
Tuttle, me and Tuttle did it this year to make light heavies, and it was the worst experience of my life.
I have a story of doing it with Tuttle too.
Dude, well, I was so what? Chris Twins was 2 weeks prior, right?
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
215 peeled as a heavyweight, and I made light heavies, and I think the last like 12 hours I had to pull.
Nate, what is your Instagram? Because I think I have seen your Instagram before from Tuttle's reposting.
Oh yeah, I coach under Chris.
What is your Instagram?
Hold on. I don't know what is my Instagram, Chris.
It's Coach Nate Penn.
No. Nate Penn _ coach.
All right, well, I'm just gonna generally search here. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, like that middle
Oh
picture.
yeah. Yep, I remember. Yep, I remember these pictures.
That middle picture is
I
me
thought
as
you looked sick, dude.
that's me as a heavyweight and at 215, the middle one.
Yeah, but I know, and like, but even these pictures from. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Yeah, 4 days out, just relaxing, hanging out, watching movies. This is the heavyweight.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had we did I
I
pretty
mean,
much
I remember this, dude. Like, I was there at USA's. I remember seeing you on stage. Like,
yeah, I
you
should have
look
been prepared
sick.
with the first call out. Because I was
You
in the
were
middle of
in
the
the
set.
first call outs?
I was in the, I was in the
I
middle of
don't
the
remember where
second
you were.
call outs.
Okay.
And they never put me with the first calls, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look a fraction of what I did 2 weeks prior
Okay.
as a heavyweight, like not even close.
Yeah,
But
I remember. Okay, now I remember because I'm seeing this is another picture of like this is a stage photo.
I can't see.
This is center. You're in the center here, and Ryan Fitch is
Oh,
next to you. That's
yeah, yeah.
I know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. I mean, I remember seeing these pic. I saw all of these on Tuttle's IG
Oh, probably.
from all the stories and stuff.
Yeah. And
So
that
yeah.
last 12 hours was miserable.
So what did you guys do?
I mean, we did.
I don't know why you guys just didn't opt to stay in heavies.
I should have. I would have done better.
So 215 at the qualifier, and then opted to pull 17 pounds to make light heavies. Holy fuck! So I have a guy. I've got a guy. It's funny. Let me know your guys' opinion on this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a short guy. He's maybe my height, and Chris, I think you know how tall I am. Like 5'5", 5'6". If
Yeah.
it's like a
We're like the same height.
yeah. So we can get away with the whole middleweights because we're just short enough to not look too tall.
Yep.
For the class. But if we could fill out, we would look really good in light heavies, right? Okay. So I've got this guy. His name's Darion. Super nice guy. I love coaching him. and he is the roundest, bubbliest black guy I think I've ever worked with. Like rivals Tonio with the bubbliness, and
Yeah.
that paints a
Oh.
picture, right? Okay,
Wow.
I put him on stage this year already as a heavyweight, and he won the overall and all that, right? All that stuff's good, right? But he was 207, and I was like, I'm not doing the whole water thing. No, I'm like, it's a regional show, man. Like, our goal was to USA's. Reverse diet didn't go super well, so USA's never happened. So we're gonna do nationals, right? And he grew, so I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like, because the whole point of doing USA's was I was like 198, dude. I was like, dieting down to 198 will have you absolutely peeled. You'll be flat, but it's fine. We only need to be that for like 5 minutes, and then we can come right back up into the low 200s. And you'll be blasting full, right? Well, I think this guy like could win heavies at nationals at like 205.
So he's like Aaron Clark.
Yeah, just like Aaron Clark. I love that you
Yeah.
said because like that's the
202.
guy. He is
Yeah.
who I think of in my brain. I'm like, listen, if he can do it, anybody can do it. And maybe I shouldn't say it like that because obviously Aaron Clark was a phenomenal bodybuilder, and him at 205 looked wacky.
I think he said he was 202 or 203 when he won, right?
Oh, even that low? I thought it was. I thought it was 205.
Yeah, I
But
think so. In one of his interviews, that's what he said.
and like I got another heavyweight that's doing it who's going to be on the other end of the spectrum. He's going to like make weight for heavies by like the skin of his teeth. Not with water cutting though, because like again, like I don't really do that.
It never
And
works.
the margin has to be really small. And like you have to have a 2-day carb up or else you're fucked. Which did you have 2 days or 1 day for USA's?
I had like,
Well, you had two.
yeah, I had like a day and a
I
half.
did too.
He had, yeah.
It
Oh
didn't
yeah.
matter.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, so I didn't realize that you had that much time for USA's.
It still didn't matter. Nothing stuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard
I mean,
to
I
get
was
it.
eating butter, you name it, nothing stuck.
Yeah, I use a lot of butter for peaking
Yeah.
too. The grass-fed Kerrygold butter, just the
Yeah,
saturated
nothing.
fats. I love it.
Didn't matter.
The athletes they just stop bitching about food. I'm just like, eat your fucking butter and beef and rice. Just shut up. Just eat this and like relax for 5 minutes. All right, you'll be fine. So anyway, so I guess like I'm kind of wondering. I'm like, do I even bother trying to drive him into light heavies? Because like I mean, I flattened him out once like pretty hard during prep, and I will say his look like that looked like was bad. Like that wasn't a good look. And then, a few days of feeding and rest and everything like that, his weight came up, a bit. And then like, boom, the look was right there. But I'm like, dude, like I don't have a few days to like bring you back to life. Like after you make weight. Nationals, I think so. Nationals is a Thursday check-in with a Saturday morning prejudging.
Yeah.
Remember the check-in Thursday is like 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon. I don't know. It's one of those.
Yeah.
So it's like, I kind of am at the point now in my career where it's like, hey guys, just compete where your weight falls. You're going to look your best as opposed to playing the weight game and whatnot. And like, hey, if it costs you a pro card here and there by not pulling down, all right, dude, like that just means that like it wasn't your plan. Like God had a different plan for you. So like next year when you're 10 pounds heavier, you'll get it then. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you guys think about it, but like I'm really like totally not into the whole weight cutting thing anymore.
I was super against it, and then Chris convinced me to try it, and I was like, at the end, I was like, man, I look cool, I'm shredded, but this I remember,
Yeah, right.
I remember why I didn't want to do this.
Oh, that's so funny. This is bringing me back to the year I did North Americans. I only did North Americans once. It was the first national stage show I had ever done. It was my third show ever. So 2015, I did my first show, just prepped with a local guy. I got really, really shredded. I was like 160 pounds on stage. No clue what I was doing. I like walked off the football field and then jumped right into a bodybuilding prep. Because
Wow.
like I played college football. And then I stopped because I was just, for a lot of reasons, I stopped, and mostly concussion related. And then I was like, I need something. So I jumped into bodybuilding because my buddies from high school who like were into bodybuilding, they were like, dude, come on, do it. Like, we'll help you. And I was like, yeah, let's go. I don't care. Fuck it. And so I was just down for fun. Right. You know what I mean? I was 21 and I was just like, whatever. Yeah, dude, let's do it. And then, and so then the next year, right, I did a show in 2016. I won my classic. I won middleweights at my first show. Then I won middleweights again. So I've been, 2 overalls. I'm in, but can't get over the hump. And then I talked to Chris, and at that point I was working with Chris. So I got linked up with Chris before my second show. He like took over the prep because like my previous coach just like stopped answering me. So I was like, all right, cool. So I get with Chris, and Chris was great. Like he was the best coach that I could have asked for, especially in those first early years of my bodybuilding. Taught me a ton, was always really positive. I mean, you know how he is. I love him. He's a great guy. He's like a big old teddy bear, just like super happy, smiling and all this stuff.
Yep.
It's he's just a great guy. So I won middleweights, and the plan was to do welters at North Americans. But like even through the dieting process, like I wasn't doing cardio, I wasn't taking fat burners. Like Chris just figured out a way to get me super shredded without having to do a lot of that stuff. So going into North Americans from the show I did in July to August, it was like 8 weeks in between. So it was kind of a big gap, but he just fed me and I just kept dropping. And like we were going to make welters no problem. I wish I stayed there. And so the morning of weigh-ins, I'm driving with my buddy who's also doing North Americans from Endwell, New York, where I live, to Pittsburgh. That's a 6-hour drive. And so he's like, hey, do you want to make weight for lightweights? And I'm like, well, what's the weight cap for lightweights? He's like 154 and a quarter. I think that morning I was like 163. So he's like, let's do it. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so he's like, just wear a hoodie and sweatpants and like a knit hat and like turn your seat heater on and like the heat on in the car. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever you say. And so I did that. And every 2 hours we stopped. I bring my scale out. We go into a bathroom in like a Burger King or something like that. I strip down. I'm soaking wet. I'm stripping down to nothing in the bathroom, step on the scale, text him my weight, put all my wet clothes back on, jump back in the car, go another. It's just, that's what I did. Right.
Yeah.
So for 6 hours, I did that. Right. And I'm fasting, obviously, like we always are. And like, he's like, you can have like one rice cake and like a couple bites of chicken. I'm like, all right, sick. And so I'm doing that. And we get to the hotel and we get checked in. We get up to the room. I step on the scale and I'm like half a pound over. And Chris is like, okay, don't do anything. He's like, just get in bed. And I'm like, okay. So I change clothes and I get dry and like I get in bed because I'm like absolutely shivering at this point. I'm like, and I'm like losing it. My buddy's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm going to be fine. I got this. And so we walked down, and it was an hour before. I don't know if you guys know this, but North Americans is like notorious for letting the weigh-in start like hours before it's scheduled. Mm-hmm. So that's why I tell everyone, I'm like, just get there early. I'm like, they'll just let you in. If they're set up, they'll let you start. And so I go down, I'm like, can I weigh in? And they were like, yeah, we're ready. And so I do all that. I weigh in. He's like, what weight class are you trying to make? I said, lightweights. He's like, you're in. And I was like, he never told me what my actual weight was, but 154 and a quarter. Damn. I made it. It like pains me to say that I did that, that I was that light. And dude, the same thing though, like, and like, this isn't a Tuttle thing either by any means. Like, this is not a Tuttle thing. No. But nothing stuck. No. I went across the right after I made weight. I again chugged a liter of water, and I went and had a burger and all this stuff, and like, dude, nothing stuck. Like my stage photos just look bleh. The only good part about the photos is my back double, because my glutes and hamstrings were just, I mean, yep. Andre, what was his name? Andre Munzer?
Munzer.
Yeah, Munzer. Okay, it was like that level. I mean, not tooting my own horn. Like, that's what it looked like. But that was the only part of me that looked like that. Everything else was like flat and smooth. And like, I mean, yeah, if I locked my quad out, then yeah, I had like crazy striations, but like I could barely flex my legs in my front double. And like, just like, it was just not good. Like, I just was a shell. And like, I remember him posing for me, and like one of my buddies who had a camera, he was like my camera guy. This was back before like, Instagram was what it was. And so on the video, you hear Tuttle's like, gosh, so dry. It's like, no shit. And that was a 3-day weigh-in. I had 3 days.
Holy shit.
That was my North American. So like bodybuilding was on like Friday or Saturday, and I weighed in on like a Wednesday. More like, it was so I was up in the hotel room just like stir crazy, because I'm like, when do I get to compete? I'm like dying in this hotel room in Pittsburgh, because I was at the host hotel and everything. That was when Raul from Bro Activewear was on the scene. Do you guys remember that guy? the Bro Activewear brand.
Yes.
That dude, okay, well, I was one of his guys, and he sponsored me, and like he paid for everything, which was great. But dude, what a character that guy was. But yeah, man. After that, we did it one more time for USA's in 2019, where I had to like fast and everything and like cut some water to make weight for middleweights. Same thing, like just the peak, just like we just couldn't peak it right, and like my body was overly dehydrated. I was overly flat, couldn't get the carb up, and then we were way too moderate for that USA's carb up, and so. But either way, North Americans, hey, lightweight, second place, so crushing it. And I never was trying to shoot for a pro card at that show either, like because it was only top 3 in the overall, which I knew going into that show. I'm like, well, I'm not winning a pro card. I'm like, I'm just doing this for fun.
Mhm.
Because like at that point, like I had said, I'd only done 2 shows, and I only had 5 guys in my class, and I won both times. I was simply doing this. I told Chris, I was like, I just want to compete against good competition. I kind of would like to lose, because like I want to compete against guys really, really good. Like take me to where all the other good guys are, and let me just see how good I am. Again, I played football, so like I was fine with losing. I lost football games, but like I just wanted the competition. I didn't know where to go. I'm from upstate New York, man. There's not a lot of bodybuilding where I'm from.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was in hindsight. Yeah, I wish I could have just done middleweight or in welters, because
Yeah.
I definitely took muscle off from my like regional show I did 8 weeks prior to North Americans. I mean, guys, I dropped 20 pounds.
It's crazy.
That
Crazy,
was just
man.
not the.
We all have one of those stories.
Yeah, right. I'm glad it happened then, because it's like, all right, I started bodybuilding in 2015. I did that in 2016, and all right, the rest is history.
Yeah.
I do think it slowed down maybe my early years of development. Like it took me a while to put back on some of the muscle I lost, and so, but
It is what it is.
hindsight's 2020, man. I haven't been like a really like hardcore bodybuilder since like my pro debut, so that probably.
I was at your pro debut.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there.
Were you Texas guy?
No, well, we were gonna move there, but I had clients in that show 2 years in a row.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember you coming out. We had good seats. I remember your pro debut.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
It was
that was a great look, man.
Yeah, it was, and that was the fullest I've ever been on stage, and the only time in my career I was like a little under conditioned by my standards. So, because again, for obvious reasons, right? Like we pulled down hard to make weight from middles, and then obviously, then I did, my little bit off season, then I took the year off, and then did USA, or then I did Texas, and I was on stage that day. I think I woke up at like 188.8, like upper 188s, like just under 189. And then after a couple meals on stage, when I was probably about 190 on stage. Yeah. And I was only about like I never put the weight back in after I would make weight like you did. I think I was on stage at North Americans at like 178, 179. If I look, I have the messages. I've looked back once before. That's why I'm pretty certain it's like 178, 179.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt preps me on junk food.
Wow.
My refeed days are just cheat days.
Yeah.
Like the whole day. He's like, just go eat whatever.
Yep.
He's like, shoot for 7,000 calories. And I'm just like, good luck. I'm like, that's not going to happen. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys are big eaters. Like, I'm not, I've always said this. I'd be 250 pounds if I could eat. Because when I get into good rhythms with my appetite, I grow. Like my body will grow. It's super responsive, which is great. Like knock on wood, but I'm never hungry, man.
Damn.
And like, I mean, like, and I don't know if, I don't want to get myself in trouble here or the podcast, but like, I'm a recreational THC guy,
Sure.
So smoke a little bit, and that gives me appetite. So I can crush 3,000 calories from like 9 p.m. to like 11 p.m. I'm hungry. So I'm like, hey, whatever it takes in the off season, dude, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And so, but I can't do that all day long.
No.
Right.
I'm useless.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm a useless smoker.
I'm like, if I smoke, I'm glued.
Yeah, I'm to the couch.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, me too. And then I'm usually falling asleep like this.
Yep.
Right
without my CPAP mask snoring.
Oh, I don't know how I can't do it. I've tried. I have the machine. I've tried a bunch of different ones. I just simply can't get comfortable with it. But Yeah, my sleep apnea and my snoring are
Yeah.
really bad, really bad. I mean, it's like everybody else. It sounds like I'm dying.
That was the biggest change that I made that made me grow, was getting a CPAP.
I know you're really making me feel bad about myself right now because I know that I need it, and I know if I got it, I could probably put on eight
Oh
to
yeah,
10 pounds of muscle in 6 months.
I did
And
it. Yeah, that's how
trust
I
me,
did.
man, I want to so badly. I want to wear it like you have no idea. And I know a lot of people would say like, well, if you wanted to, you would. It's like, guys, I'm trying. Like I feel like I'm suffocating with that thing on me. I have which one do you have? If you don't, I have the nose and mouth one.
I have a
Like
full mask, but I was a firefighter for 10 years, so I think that's why I'm okay with it.
now
I'm used,
not a full mask that goes over your whole.
no here, but I
Okay,
was used to breathing through my SCBA as a firefighter, so I
okay,
think that helped me.
okay. Yeah, I have the same. I have the same thing.
Yeah, I can't do the nose one.
I tried it too. I tried that too.
Can't do that.
I mean, I to the point where it's like I would fall asleep for just a short period of time, but it was never deep sleep, and then I'd wake back up.
Oh,
I'd look at my phone, I'd be like, "Ah, fuck!" I'm like, "I've only been asleep for like it's only been an hour since I even laid down."
oh.
You know, it's just I don't know. I probably could need to give it the old college try again. I know it would work. I just say, okay, I don't have insurance like most online coaches, so I bought the CPAP through a site like a third party site that you can just get them. So I don't know how to set it. I never did a sleep study. And it's like, well, how do you know you have sleep apnea? Okay, I know. Like anybody who's heard me snore knows I have sleep
Yeah,
apnea. I I really should just do the study and have the doctor help me, like because I know you have to set the settings on the machine a certain way, and there's a lot of
yeah.
MacGyvering that
It
goes
was
on.
like
Like,
a 6 month process to get mine right.
wow, okay, then
With
I'm fucking up. I need to
all the
definitely.
settings and sleep study. Yeah,
I definitely need to just do it then. All right.
yeah,
Well, you may have just convinced me.
And I've got a couple of athletes, and every single one of them have said that their doctors told them, just know going into it, for the first 2 weeks, your sleep is probably going to be worse than where
right.
it started. And then the body will start to get acclimated to it. And then it'll be like a snowball effect and everything will be better. But those first couple weeks, I'm getting messages from people. They're like, dude, I'm like a fucking zombie. I feel like I'm on drugs. Like, just got to stay the course, man. The body's got to take time to acclimate to it. You got to adjust the pressure for it, because otherwise it just feels like you're in this fucking wind tunnel just blowing shit in your face.
Okay. All right. So I'm not crazy to think that because it's just like I'm like, how do I breathe? This is like forcing air into my face. I'm
Yeah, I'm
like,
to the point now that the air actually puts me to sleep.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Eric,
but
thanks for chiming in, man. You have a great mic and everything too.
It it's the facade. It's
It's a
fake.
no in
he's
the
the
background.
spaceman.
Yeah, dude.
You, you know, and
We need more of your involvement.
I'm just a fly on the wall. I'm listening. I'm a good listener.
Oh, that's all right.
Everyone's got their own way of doing things for sure, and I think that's the beauty of having, a fun group like this because we all are in the same world, but we do things different, which makes it fun. It makes it unique, and everyone can spitball ideas and run things with each other. When I was just a huge human being, when I was just bodybuilding 24/7, I noticed I just had this conversation with my wife. Once I hit over 270, it didn't matter whether I was lean or fat, it would just kind of like think that was a switch. Now, granted, the heaviest I've ever been was 294, and that's too fucking heavy. But I I noticed,
Sounds
don't get me
normal.
wrong, I'm a super freak.
How tall are you?
5'9", 5'10" on a good day.
Damn, dude. 294 at 5'10.
That's
That's
big.
big.
Yeah.
So, well,
Fuck that.
You ever power lift or anything too?
so my story is really interesting, and then I'll tell you about the snoring thing.
Okay.
I got into bodybuilding really early. And I was really blessed that the gym that I went to had a lot of professional athletes, from pro bodybuilders, professional strongman, power lifters that had world records. So when I was there, I got a chance to just take information from everyone. But I knew that I wanted to be a bodybuilder, but everyone was training heavy. So you don't know as a kid, that that's not normal. You're training with the guys. And you go back and look, you're like, holy shit, I was 19 and I benched 530. I was hammer curling 120s for reps of 20 like it was nothing. Like, cool, I did a 2,000 pound leg press for 2 reps when I was 20 years old. Like, stupid shit for no
Yeah.
legitimate reason other than I was just trying to be cool with the guys. I wanted that respect. I wanted them to give me the head nod of like, you're doing good. Like, yay.
Yeah, right.
But once I was consistently staying around that 270, 280 mark for a good chunk, my favorite look for myself was I was 274 with really good abs. I was like, this is fucking money. But I would take 10 micrograms of clenbuterol an hour before I would go to sleep. Just a really small dose just to help open everything up, and I never had any snoring.
Wow.
Really?
That's mind blowing to me.
This is the
I
biggest
just
scoop.
assumed because I would have assumed the stimulant effect of that would keep you awake, but I guess 10 micrograms is such a small amount.
So in comparison, if you're looking at, granted, they are different, but just so you have an idea of the difference, an inhaler for albuterol is 90 micrograms.
Oh, okay.
So, we're talking baby dose.
Right.
So, and it's breathing medication. If you're just utilizing what it's for, you're going to be groovy.
Right. No, exactly. You're totally right. Yeah. Clenbuterol was what was prescribed for, what was it, asthma before albuterol
Yep.
was.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and
Well,
I've
and
actually
then
used my buddy's inhaler a couple of times before, like as gross as that sounds, but like, just wipe it off. And so, but in the gym for like leg day or something, he's like, do you need this? And it's because he would hit it and he's like, do you want some? And I'm like, yeah, just let me get some of that. Like in the gym, like halfway through a leg workout, we're like wheezing. And I'm talking about Justin O'Donnell, if you guys know him.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
and he's,
Yeah.
know, he was a big guy. And like, I mean, I've touched 290s with him in the off season before. Huge, just monster of a guy. And so we're just hitting the inhaler in the middle of the gym, right? Mid leg workout. Hey, it worked. But yeah, that's Eric, that's super interesting, man. Like I had no idea. But so at 270 though, that was when your sleep apnea really clicked over and it was like that.
I could be 268, totally fine. Not a single, peep. 270.
So I've noticed for myself that it's not so much my weight because I've been 232 and like I'm right now like holding 217. I'm not like really doing anything. I'm kind of just like sitting
Yeah.
and I'm still getting it. But I also know this, I'm more muscular now at 217 than I was at 232. And that was only 6 or 7 months ago. And
I've
so,
heard the speculation that if you have enough muscle around your neck, then it can happen. However, I will say this. Back when I used to be really strong and I would do these incredible feats of strength for no legitimate reason other than it was cool and I figured I had this God-given genetic talent, I have a video of this somewhere. I did 500-pound shrugs for 47 reps nonstop.
holy fuck.
And during that time frame when you just have like your ears connected to your shoulders,
Yeah.
that
I mean,
wasn't
dude,
that
I
wasn't
can tell with your beard still in the way that you have a thick ass neck. You can just see it's like it matches. There's no neck. It's just this.
Yeah.
Just a head.
Yeah,
So-
it's just a head. Not the shoulders.
Getting the oxygen through the body was a really interesting thing because I spend a lot of time in Tahoe, so we're at elevation quite a bit. And
Okay.
the first couple times I went and worked out there, I was like, dude, I'm fucking dying. And then you got stairs at the house too, and I'm like, dude, I'm not this fat, I swear. And so I started figuring out, okay, how do I get the air? I'm trying to get air in, but it's not circulating through the body. So when I started trying to figure out, okay, well, if you take in pure oxygen, it doesn't work the way that you think it does. So what is going on to help get some of the circulation? So if you understand the Bohr effect, which is where the body takes in carbon dioxide and your body is like a car. It's got an air fuel ratio. So you take in carbon dioxide and then the body tells a hemocrat to release more oxygen through the red blood cells. So you're getting the oxygen to circulate better correctly. Now, there's a second part to this, and I do this with my endurance athletes. If you take spleen, just desiccated spleen, a little tiny tablet, it helps open up the capillaries. It doesn't do a tremendous amount for the overall dilation of the main veins, but people that have Lyme's disease and stuff like that, that have poor circulation in their feet, it makes a big difference. So if you're able to combine the two, you can dramatically increase your blood circulation. So kind of like when you take aspirin and you're preventing the blood platelets from sticking to each other so that blood can flow.
Right.
Great, you've got this great blood flow. Move shit with it.
Okay. Wow, dude, that you're way over my head with that science. You're clearly a lot smarter than me. I'm just a dumb bodybuilding coach, guys. I promise.
Eric's
Hey,
a
man.
smart dude.
I can tell by the way he speaks, and he's so well spoken. I can tell this guy knows his shit.
I just
You
use
have a bunch
Google.
of
Don't give me
degrees
any
too?
credit.
Are you like a multi-master degree holder as well? I would not be surprised if you said yes.
No, man, I'm a community college dropout. I'm a fucking dork.
Oh my God, that's even better.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's awesome, man. I mean, love to. I mean, your story is really cool. Thank you for sharing that. I had no idea. I apologize by saying this. I have no clue. I didn't know any of that. I don't actually know you. So the fact that I know this, I'm like, that's amazing. Like that's what I love about, I guess, our industry is you just meet so many cool, amazing people that they just are so from all over. Everyone's story is so different yet similar at the same time. And man, dude, there's a lot of really big and strong people out there. It makes you realize that, like, especially for me, I'm like, I ain't fucking shit. I'm like, these people who are these guys? I'm like, these guys are fucking huge.
But
I'm like, this
there,
is the coach. I'm like, this guy's. I'm like, are you sure you're not competing today? You're huge.
So I got that, Justin, I got that effect after you left MI40. Andrew Jack walked in.
No way.
Yeah,
What? What the fuck was he doing in Tampa?
he's training there.
He's there. He's like
Yeah,
stateside.
he trains with a trainer at MI40 now.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Unbelievable.
I
I
don't
thought you
even.
were about to say that about me. I thought you were about to give me this mad compliment. Like Justin left and I just like felt bad about myself. Like he was yacked. And I'm like, Andrew Jack.
Dude.
rug pull.
Yeah, he just rug pulled me off. Like, you were buttering me up, setting me up, brother. Okay, so what's he look like? Did he pose or anything? Because he usually trains covered up, right?
He was actually training in a tank top, and his arms didn't even look real.
I'm interested to see how he looks at the O.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look real.
But it looked like hard though. That's really all I care about with that guy. Does he
I
look
would
hard?
not.
Yeah.
Nah. For 5 weeks out, I would say no.
Are you going, Justin?
Of course, yeah, I've got
Okay.
two.
Good.
Yeah, Allison Kramer in fitness. She just won the Oklahoma show last weekend, or just 2 days ago now? It's Monday, right? 2 days ago.
Yes, I saw that.
So, and I just do thank you. I mean, obviously it's a two-parter thing, right? With fitness, like I don't like to take all of the credit because Whitney Jones and Allison do a lot of work together for her choreographing her routine.
Mm-hmm.
And Whitney's awesome, former Miss Olympia, super nice, like super high energy, bubbly girl, or woman, super nice. I'm a big fan of Whitney. And then I do the physique side of things,
Sure.
which is only really 1/3 of the score. So it's not even like, Whitney's actually quite frankly, the routine portion matters more.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that the momentum you gain from the physique round kind of parlays into the routine round a little bit. I mean, we're dealing with human judges, right? So we still have to account for human bias. So that's just my theory. Hopefully the judges don't penalize me for thinking that way. But our goal, so she's placed top 5 before at the O. I think she was either 3rd or 4th last year. I can't exactly remember. I did not coach her last year.
Okay.
And so she contacted me this year after just, being with her previous coach for a long time. She's like, hey, I need something different. And it's time for me to move on. And she's like, you were the first person I thought of. And so we did a call and we did everything, and it went great. We've known each other and been friends for years through Ariel Kadar, who I coached in fitness starting in 2022. Had a great run with Ariel. Ariel's since retired, which again, I'm super grateful for that relationship. She's a great friend of mine. Through Ariel, I met Allison. Allison's sweetheart, super nice girl. I love her and her husband, Kenton. They're great people. And I jokingly said to Allison in 2023 at the Olympia, like after the show and everything, I was like, hey, just let me know when you're ready. Just kind of, being a little cocky, right?
Yeah.
And whatnot. It's all good. And she was like, I won't name drop, but she was like, well, if I ever leave, so-and-so, I'll let you know. And, I didn't think anything of it. And I bet you she didn't either. And then, yeah, it just happened. And the thing that I can say that we have done is not only did we put her on stage at her most muscular, but also her most conditioned. And we were pretty conservative with the peak. If anything, I'll be honest, I spilled her a little bit. Like she was a little too full. All good, easy data to be able to fix and correct for the Olympia. So, but she's totally ready. Like she could walk on stage peaked slightly differently for the Olympia, like right now, without sacrificing any of the performance with the routine. Because that's the hard part with fitness that you have to keep in mind. The peaking and the dieting has to be slightly different because they still need to be able to perform and do their routine. And not only that, but they have to be able to practice their routine throughout prep. So you can't like drive them into the ground the way that we can with us, because we're just focused on gym performance. So like keep gym performance high, get your cardio in, eat your meals. That's it. Can you imagine Chris, could you imagine having to do a choreographed routine? Like not a posing routine, a flipping through the air routine.
No.
I mean, I'm like literally every time I'm literally hoping I don't tip over when they call the side chest. So so no, I can't imagine doing anything.
So that's in it. But you know what? I welcome the challenge because it's just fun. It's something different. It's like, and I love figure. And I don't know if you guys know like my track record as a coach, but like I do really, really well with the muscular divisions for girls.
Right.
So pretty much like and I consider wellness a muscular divisions. These girls' legs are jacked.
Yeah.
And so wellness, figure, women's physique, and women's bodybuilding. I mean, Ariel kind of helped me get a big start in my career. That was 2022. We won the Arnold, and I helped with her physique. I took over her prep at the end, and like that was the best look that she'd ever had on stage as far as her physique goes. And yeah, and like I owe a lot to her with putting me on a big stage and trusting me, and because we were friends, and so she was like, "I need help," and I was like, "I got you," and it just worked. It was just one of those things where the stars aligned and everything we did worked. And that's. You can't replace that. No amount of knowledge and science or anything is going to replace that. Sometimes the body just does exactly what you want it to do. So with Allison, it was kind of a similar prep, like just really smooth. It was a smooth peak week. She, told me that she's like, this is the calmest and most confident and energized I've ever felt, and like the least depleted I've ever felt going into a show. And I was like, damn, I was like, let's go. And so it was great. So got another pro win there. And I feel really, really strongly that if she wins the physique round, that confidence is going to translate into her routine, which could end up getting us an Olympia win. I mean, I'm that confident.
So Justin, I got a question for you. When she asked you, were you nervous or confident?
I was definitely nervous. I mean, for real, because of the fact that for a lot of reasons, because we're friends and also because she's a very high level athlete.
Yeah.
And I also was just like, and I felt that way about Tonio when he contacted me as well in 2023. Because the first show Tony and I did was the Olympia. So he'd already qualified. And, there was he needed to exit a situation with his previous coach. And that, again, I owe Ariel that one too. Ariel was the connection there. And, they were good friends and they were close. And, she, recommended me, and he looked me up and was looking at my stuff and felt confident. And Tonio's a big trust guy. If he trusts you, he really trusts you. And I know he trusts Ariel. And so he took her advice, to heart. And, we did a call, and we had a good call. And it was just one of those things where I told him straight up. And the thing about it, I think with Tonio, and I think why he trusted me and respected me right off the bat, was because I just didn't bullshit him. I just shot him straight. I was nervous for sure, dude, especially that whole prep. Like I was nervous that's my first open pro that I'm prepping for the Olympia.
Dude.
And granted, no expectations, because the previous year at the Olympia, I think he was like tied for 16th. But regardless, man, like I'm on a big stage here, and I'm like really trying to like ramp up my career. And 2022 was a great year for me coaching. 2023 was an even better year for me coaching. And so was 2024, and same here with this year. Like it's every year, it's been very upward. But regardless, man, you get a big opportunity, you don't want to miss. And we nailed it. So that was, again, I owe him a lot too, because that was a big launching pad for me for my career as well. But yeah, with Allison, man, I was nervous because I was like, I really, really want to deliver for my people. And I considered her like, part of my people because of the fact that we were buddies. And I just wanted to do good things. And I always knew that she had a ton of potential. She's got the look. She's got the structure, needed to put on more tissue. She like literally grew this prep. Unbelievable. It's just, the girls just blow my mind with what they're capable of doing. It's just unbelievable. And then everything. I mean, we got really positive feedback from the judges for the Olympia. all really easy, simple changes that are going to lead to an even crazier look. I mean, we're going in, and I told her this. I said, I'm going into that show with a ton of confidence, tons. So fingers crossed. And then I have Tony O in the O as well. And I mean, I'm confident he's going to be at his best once again. I mean, he's like clockwork right now.
His last 2 shows were crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was a little bitter about the Dubai placing. I thought we were definitely in second. I didn't understand why we never got a comparison really next to Beirut.
Yes. Who else was saying that? Chris? Wasn't there someone else saying that? Or was it Fuad's podcast? They were saying the same thing.
They were definitely talking about it. I remember them talking about it a lot.
I started watching it. And I was like, why isn't he even getting a chance?
Dude, it took us forever for them to even just move us in. I was like, Bonac? And I'm like, no disrespect. You know what I mean? Like, he's a legend. He's been around for a long time. He's going to go down as one of the better guys of this era of guys. And he's had a ton of momentum this year, but it's like, it kind of felt like a veteran push. Because I'm like, what poses are we losing in? And like, I'm trying to be unbiased, but I'm like, what poses are we losing in? Okay, I'll give him the side chest, and I don't know, maybe the most muscular. But I'm like, okay, so I'm a believer that you've got to win compulsory poses too.
Mm-hmm.
You quarter turns, like you got to look good.
Tonio's strong there.
I learned exactly, and I learned this from Matt. And Matt has told me this. He's like, it's really hard to win shows if you're losing the front relaxed, front double, and back double. Realistically, if you're losing any of those 3 poses, it's hard to win.
In trouble. Mm-hmm.
In the pro leagues, come on. It's too competitive. You got to have it all. And let's call it what it is, man. The front relaxed is the hardest pose to improve.
Yeah.
You're exposed. There's no tilting. There's no one leg forward. There's no one leg kicked out. There's no twisting. It is this. You're here. And it's like, okay, like that's all there is, dude. Like that's the whole point. That's why we do those poses. You know, you can't hide.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, okay, well, we won all 3 of those. So like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people would think that, maybe some people think Bonac wins the back double. I don't know. Okay, toss up. We definitely aren't losing the back lat spread though.
No.
Because it's like, well, if we're gonna go dense, we're gonna go depth and width. It's like, well, it's a back lat spread. Sure, of course. From the waist down, he's a bit thicker and, has a little bit more to the legs. But it's like, okay, well, but we win the back portion of that pose. So therefore, by default, I'm sorry, but like, I think that goes to us. And it's not this massive discrepancy in the legs. Not to mention, we were peaked better. We were more conditioned.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, it's going to sound like sour grapes, but it's like, I mean, I'll defend my guys till the end of the time. You know what I mean? That's just who I am. That's the type of coach I am.
But that's kind of how they reward Derek. He really doesn't win the lower half. He wins the back.
Okay, exactly. So it's like back double and back lat spread. Nick Walker destroys him.
Correct.
Nick Walker's got the best back double and back lat spread in the IFBB from the waist down.
Correct.
Without question, not even close, signed, sealed, and delivered. Like, I don't even know who I would even put up there. From the waist down. Okay, very specific. Waist down.
Yeah.
Guy's crazy. And, like, even from the waist up, he's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, and he's going to be fucking dangerous this year, guys. Like, really dangerous.
What's your opinion on that?
I mean, I thought he won Pittsburgh, and I agreed with Tyler. And Tyler, well, I guess, Tyler thought the same. So it's like, well, which part of me is kind of like, well, why do we have a head judge if the head judge is scoring it one way, but then everybody else is scoring it a different way? And then it's like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
No offense to Tyler. Doesn't your voice matter more than the other judges? Like, you are the guy. Are you and Steve not the like, if I lost a show, but Tyler told me, he's like, I had you winning, I can sleep well at night.
Yeah.
It's like, well, but then also as an athlete, my argument will be like, well, why the fuck did I lose then? I'm like, does your voice not matter more? And I understand, like, again, it's a checks and balances system in place, just like, government stuff. It's like, okay, you have to have checks and balances, because if not, he could just pick the winner and then doesn't care about what the other judges do. I get it. And I actually appreciate the fact that they do that. But goddamn, especially when he did that review and he said that he had Nick winning the show as he went pose for pose and just did it all. I'm like, okay, this is out there, and he hasn't had to do that for many shows because none have been controversial and none have been also as big. There also hasn't been a show that's had two bigger names than Nick Walker and Derek Lunsford
No.
in next to each other, you know?
Yeah.
Not to mention, dude, William Bonac and Martin did that show, and nobody even talks about that.
No.
I'm not saying it because they're way better than me, but you didn't even notice them.
You didn't, you know what I
No.
mean? No hate. They're two of the
No.
best in the world, but like you didn't even notice them.
Those other two are in a different world.
A completely different world. I mean, just unbelievable. Both of them.
Yeah.
That was wacky. I mean, I have Nick in my top three.
Yeah.
You know, and not for personal reasons or anything like that, because like I have no reason to personally have him up there. It's just I think from a bodybuilding standpoint, if he looks the same way he looked in either New York or Pittsburgh, despite the improvements he's made, because like he's absolutely huge right now. I'm like, I don't know, him and Kyle are definitely doing good work. So like I gotta give credit where it's due. Like they've done good work. So good for them. And you know, hey, hats off to them. You gotta tip your cap, you know, to guys. But I don't know. I just don't see the top three being the same this year. Like Samson, Hottie, and Derek. Like I have a feeling. I just have this gut feeling it's going to be jumbled up a little bit. The whole first call out this year, I think, is going to look wicked different.
Yeah.
I mean, if Andrew's not on, I see him falling outside the top five.
Yeah, because people are going to be in shape.
Well, because Nick is going to be in the top five. So does that not push him out automatically?
Yeah.
I certainly think so. And like Martin, it's like, and you know, Martin's kind of a wild card because it's like, well, does he bring his Pittsburgh look where he, in my opinion, was a little off? Or does he bring his Olympia look from last year where he was bang on?
Dude, he was crazy last year.
Or like even finals of Prague, right? Because like prejudging at Prague wasn't the best look for him, but finals at Prague was nasty.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did to change, but it was made noticeably different.
I feel like it was a nerve thing.
Maybe it was nerves. I mean, I know that Prague crowd was probably wild, and like knowing you're going up against Chris Bumstead, like certainly doesn't probably like calm your nerves at all either.
Well, they're probably all yelling his name too.
Oh God, dude! It was kind of like it was this past weekend in Germany. You know, Tim Budesheim gets the hometown crowd, and so did Urs and all that. Again, the Germans, man, like that was a wild crowd. They got bullhorns and like kettlebells and stuff. I'm like, that's the stuff I love. You don't get that over here unless it's like a group of people coming in town that do that. Like in Brazil, it's crazy.
You were at Chicago Pro 2 years ago, right? When that one guy's family was there with the things.
Yeah. Yes. 2 years. Yeah. Not this year Chicago, but last year Chicago.
Yeah, they were crazy.
Yeah, they were Middle Eastern guys, and they just it was like a hometown crowd.
Yeah,
it was a great turnout. Like that environment was wacky. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I was glad that some of the 212 guys got to experience that too, because Camp Jansen sponsored that.
Oh, yeah.
So 212 got taken out of the 2024 Chicago Pro. And, you know, me being a 212 pro, and I feel very strongly about the division, I was like, I got money to burn. I'll throw some, you know, like not a lot, but like I'll throw some cash at this if it'll do something. Yeah. And Matt caught wind of it. And he's like, let me get involved. Let's do this as a Camp Jansen thing. You don't have to do it all by yourself. I was like, okay, great. I would love that. So I mean, I'll say the dollar amount. Like we threw 10 grand at Chicago to cover the prize money and put them back into the show. And now again, it was only ever going to be a one-time thing. Like we didn't like sign anything. It was never going to be multiple years or whatnot. Because let's call it what it is. The return on investment is just absolutely zero. Like there is no return. And so, which is fine. It's not a big deal. It was for the passion and for the love of bodybuilding. But my one stipulation with that was I was like, I want 212 to go on right before the open. I was like, it should be the opening act before the main event, like at a concert.
That was cool.
Because, like, I mean, hey, Bob Dylan benefited from opening for the Rolling Stones back in the day. You know, like let's call it what it is, man. Like it is what it is. But usually 212 is, you know, and you know, it was voiced to me that 212 is the main event for Friday, and I'm like, yeah, but nobody's there on Friday. And, you know, there was maybe a little pushback, but I was like, no, guys, I've been to this show. I've been there on Friday. Nobody's there. It's empty. And I'm like, and the reason why is because a lot of people are working. So all of the local people are just simply not showing up. And it's like, it is what it is. It's just like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's why I also think if you're going to do 2-day shows, it should be Saturday and Sunday. The Friday just doesn't make sense to me. It's a work day.
Yeah.
Pre does
Justin,
things at 9 a.m.
you know my buddy Peter Burmester.
Oh, I thought he was going to be on today.
I know. I thought for sure he's got to be working now.
I'm sure
But
it is. The guy works more than anybody.
yeah, he told me the same thing. He said when he went out there, it was just like crickets. There was like no one.
Yeah. Same because he did it again this year. Or no,
Yeah.
did he do Chicago? Yeah, he did
No,
Chicago.
he did. He
No,
did
he did Tampa this year.
Tampa this year.
Yeah, I kind of talked him out of doing Chicago. I was like, come on, buddy, travel, like do different shows. Like you've done Chicago 3 times. Like,
Yeah.
and also I was like, I want to see you.
Right.
And I'm not going to Chicago this year. So, and I saw him in Tampa. And like, again, Peter and I have been friends since basically my 2019 prep for USA's. We became kind of friendly during the prep.
Yeah.
And like, because we also knew we weren't competing against each other, so it was easy to root for each other.
Sure.
You know, he's always been a welter, I was a middle, and that was where we met. And man, just great energy. Just I loved him. Just such a nice guy, and I still to this day. You know, and I'll say this too, like about him and Victoria. When I got my knee surgery in January, of course there was a lot of outpouring on social media, right?
Mhm.
That's all fine.
Yeah.
This surface level shit. He was texting me and like he called me and he's like, hey, what's your address? We want to send you a care package.
Mhm.
Now, you don't have to send me anything. I don't need anything like that. Just the text message or a phone call. Hey, how you holding up? That matters a lot to me,
Yeah.
especially if you're in my close group, because I try to do that for other people too. Or hey, or send some money or so whatever. Like, what do you need? Like, stand up for it, not just some public forum where you make a comment. It's bullshit.
Mhm.
They sent me this little like get well soon little care package. And it was, was it anything crazy? No. I mean, it had a bunch of nice, really good cookies in there, which I absolutely just housed while I was on the couch. So, and he was like, enjoy these because they're my favorite. And I was like, okay, well, I can see why, because they're absolutely delicious. But again, him and Victoria just are like some really, really high quality, good people. And I hope that they see this because I want to give them that shout out because I love them to death. And Peter will be a buddy of mine far beyond bodybuilding ever ends for both of us. It might end for him sooner than me because I work in bodybuilding. And like once he is done competing, he's, going to be kind of, just a fan, and maybe he'll stay involved. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I keep trying to talk him into Victoria into having kids, but I don't know. They're maybe a little resistant to it again. I just want good people to start procreating. I'm like, guys, we need more like really good-hearted, natured people with like a head on their shoulders as opposed to all these other idiots. So I'm like, can you guys like pop out some babies, please? This is for future generations. We need them to take care of us.
Yes.
But yeah, just a great guy. What were you going to say about Peter?
Oh,
About the Chicago thing?
Oh yeah, he was telling me like when he went out, like you said, Friday, it was just like there was absolutely no one in the seats.
Yeah.
He says it was like the weirdest thing. He's like, I'm hitting poses and I'm not hearing anything.
Nothing. No clapping, no nothing.
Yeah.
And so 2024 was a great crowd. Obviously it wasn't as crazy as when the open guys were up there.
Right.
But still, it was, and again, it's an opening act. It's not supposed to be, but it was better to be able to pose in front of that was a big crowd. There were a lot of people there. Like that was a good turnout. And I heard the same thing Friday this year. Nobody's there. That's what I heard. I mean, that's just, what I'm getting through the grapevine. I didn't go. It was nice that the 212 was on Saturday because it was kind of their main event because they took the open out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't really understand it, but I would really love for there to be a conversation had from the IFBB about how they're going to do things with the number of shows and the discrepancy of the amount of shows for the divisions. Now they answered that a little bit with this new point system,
Mm-hmm.
but in my opinion, that's like too little, too late because we have some divisions who won't even have 15 representatives. But then we have Classic now who has a guaranteed 28.
Yeah.
Which is the top 3 from last year plus the next 25.
Mm-hmm.
And like that from the point system. That's not even including anybody who wins 2 shows. Because you win 2 shows, you're automatically in. No points, nothing. You're automatically in. 2 wins and you're in.
Yep.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I like what they're doing. There's still going to be 30 guys in Classic on stage, which means that there's going to be 6 call outs, 5 if they do a 6-man call out. So they'll do 5. So it's like, oh, cool. I was 5th call outs. Beyond third call outs, it doesn't matter.
No.
It shouldn't matter. Like, in my opinion, it should be the top 20 in the world in every division. If you can say that you are in the top 20 in the world, you have a right to be on that stage. But this year alone, what will there be? 60 plus classic guys on stage, 60 plus bikini girls on stage,
Yeah.
55, 60 plus men's physique guys on stage. I am not hating on those divisions. They are wildly competitive. Wildly competitive. The gap between 10th and 50th is like this. Like that's how deep those lineups are. But there has to be some discrepancy showed where it's like, guys, we don't need 60 guys. That's like going to nationals and having 60 guys in your class. You really, Chris, you think you're going to get a fair look against 60 other guys?
No, they're going to miss people. You know, it's
You're gonna miss people. I don't.
yeah.
These are our best judges in the world. They're still human beings,
Yeah.
and I'm not seeing this guy stand next to this guy.
Yeah. And it
And I'm,
it happens, Justin, you know, like because when it's like once that first call out has been determined,
they already know who's in the first call
you
before they even
guys
walk on stage. Come
you
on.
guys already know it's like already set, and then it's like, oh shit, and then when they see that someone that they're like, oh, it's too late,
Yep.
you
Yep. It's
know.
too late. And then they try and they might work them through the second call out. Maybe they bump them into the first to give them a chance. And it's like, I mean, Classic is a great example, right? I mean, we know what the first call is going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be Mike, Terrence, Ramon, no longer Urs. So we'll probably have Josema up there, Menegate, and then Logan and Niall Derwin.
Yeah,
I'll throw Niall in there as my wild card.
I think so too.
I mean, that's almost a guarantee. I mean, yeah, of course, there's, like Justin Batterina could make a push. He was in the top 15 last year, like actually top 15, not like tied for 16th. Like he's pushing it, and he's much better this year. Kellen can make a push, and but it's like, and like, yeah, that's the whole point in doing the show. But it's like, okay, so these are guys that are like second and third call out guys that could be pushing for the first call outs, but then it's like, okay, well then, but beyond the third, it's like, why it's just like, there needs to be something. I don't know what that something is. So unfortunately I'm not providing a solution like I would like to be, but I can say for my 212 guys and my female bodybuilders and my women's fitness girls, they're just way underrepresented.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's not about what country they're from, but I mean, dude, like, I don't even know how many. There's not very many American 212 guys that are going to be even on stage. So it's like the opportunities for the 212. And again, I know I'm biased because I am a 212 guy, but I mean, I can speak to what I know. In the U.S. and the 212 is represented in 4 shows: New York Pro, Chicago Pro, Tampa Pro, Texas Pro, 5 shows, and Atlanta Pro.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And 3 of those shows are done in 3 weeks. Tampa, Texas, Atlanta are back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, they're not even spreading it out. So it's like, well, those 3 shows this year, because I had a guy do all 3. Esteban Fukune, we got 4th in Tampa, which I was surprised. We got 4th again in Texas, and we got 2nd in Atlanta. We competed against almost the exact same lineup all 3 weeks. So yeah, it was kind of weird because like some weeks we were beating guys that were beating us. And it was just, I understand it, and it comes down to the peak and everything, which is fine. Like I'm fine with that, but like there's no variety.
I I'm good friends with Chris Minnis from Center Podium, and I had
Yeah.
asked him about throwing in a 212 in there, and he
Bro,
told me
I've asked him so many times. I even did a call with him and told him we would pay for it, but what he was asking for was just too much.
well, I don't know, he told you, but he told me what the sanction fee was, and it was surprisingly not that much.
Right.
And I said, okay, I have one particular athlete that I would love to come out to the West Coast and do this. We've been to Canada, we've been all over the East Coast.
Which show you mean? Like Legion?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Legion used to have 212.
Yeah. And so I asked to bring it back.
Yep.
And he was like, this is the amount of money that we would need. And I was like, I can get the money. The money is not the issue. And he goes, well, I don't know if we really have that much of a fan base for it though.
Oh
Come on.
man.
So as it currently sits, it's a floating maybe with the strong possibility of a no. Because even if I threw the money at it for the sanction fee and I got people to throw, I mean, even if my company sponsored it and did the prize money, you know.
So what he told me, and I'm not throwing him under the bus because I'm a big Chris Menace fan.
Mhm.
He has treated Tonio and my other athletes that have done his shows extremely well. I think Center Podium is arguably the best promoting company in the world. They do such a great job. They're super athlete central, and I'm a big fan of him. He puts on a great show too. When I asked him in 2024, I was able to do a phone call. He wanted prize money and sanction fee, and I said, we just can't come up with that much money, man. That's just too much. You know, like you're not putting any of your skin in the game. Which then at that point, and I told him straight up, I said I had a conversation with Bernadette, who promotes RGV and some of the other shows. She wanted to put the 212 in RGV, and then I had a conversation with Tim Gardner. So like I was the one spearheading this. I was on my phone having phone calls with these people, and this isn't sponsorship money I'm getting. This is me writing a check out of my own personal bank account, as well as the other Camp Jansen guys. So at that point, it was myself, Matt Jansen, Dominic Kuza, and Cameron Cheek. So we all put up $2,500 each to come up with the 10 grand to cover the prize money and $1,000 of the sanction fee, because the prize money was really 9 grand. You know, and then, you know, Tim was like, why don't we just make it an even 1,000? And I was like, okay, or an even 10 grand. I'm like, all right, I'm not losing this over $1,000 because I offered to do the 9,000 for the prize money. But, and Bernadette and them, they weren't even asking for all of that. I think they would have probably done that if we had maybe done half of the prize money. And then, you know, Chris was like, I need a net zero. He's like, I'm putting no money into this. If you want to put up the money for it, I'll put it in the show, but that's the only way we're going to do it. I don't know, it kind of felt like a little bit of a slap on the wrist or more like a slap in the face, because I was like, and I told him he was the third person I spoke to. So I spoke to him last. And again, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not making any of this up. This happened. And so, and again, I have a ton of respect for Chris. And we just won Legion this year, Tonio and I. I've won Legion twice now. I won it in 2023 with Julia Monroe as well in women's physique, which that wasn't at that. They took women's physique out of Legion this year as well, which that was always a really great show for the girls. It just sucks, man. It's just like, this is the hardest thing about our sport is like, there's some divisions are just women's physique, another good division. I totally left them out. That's like one of my favorites. There's not a lot of opportunity. So I don't know, man.
I had talked to him. Chris is a good friend of mine, and we're Tahoe neighbors. He lives on the other side of the lake than I do, but that's where
Hey,
I met.
you live on the lake, man. Shit.
Not to sound like a super prissy bitch, but it's a weekend house. But that's how I met
Must
Tonio.
be nice.
So I met Tonio before he even turned pro, way back in the day.
Yeah.
And I know I love Chris. I love all the Center Podium shows. They've always treated myself and my athletes with nothing but respect. They're just an incredible group of people for all of their shows.
Same here. Absolutely.
So, and when I talked to him, because selfish plug, I interviewed him on my podcast. And we were talking about it and the growth of the expo and all the other events that are coming with it, and with the pillow fighting and all these other things. And he was talking about how much of an audience some of these other things bring, that you just can't put 100% of the focus in the one room that has all the tan freaks. That there's so much money coming in from these other things. And I get it. When you're talking about ESPN coming in to film it live in some of these, obscure sports, at the end of the day, it's a business, and I get it. So I try to be understanding, and yes, do I want my people to thrive in all the shows? Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah, I get it, man. I totally see your point, and I agree with you 100%. And again, I saw Chris's point. You know what I mean? Like he's a business guy. He's a great bodybuilder that turned into a promoter, who is now a very, successful philanthropist and businessman. He's very good, and it's got to make sense. You know what I mean? The dollars and cents of it have to make sense too. And I respect that. I got to respect that. I'm a small business owner as well. Like, can't coach everybody for free, or else then the business makes no money, right? So I appreciate him and I appreciate what he does when he, for the shows that he does promote and everything. He's a great guy, great promoter. It's just like, it's just like, like that's my one gripe. Because even at Legion this year, I was like, come on, man, 212. Come on, just put it in. I said, I will come. I will do it. I was like, I will bring some of my athletes to do it with me. I was like, I can guarantee you 3 212ers right now, myself and 2 others. I can guarantee that. And, he just kind of, the businessman and he kind of politely just kind of like shifts the conversation.
I think if we really sat down, if we wanted to, between you, myself, and even a handful of other people, we could make it a big 212 thing. It's Reno's great because it's such an easy access place for people to travel to. You can fly directly into it, and you can just Uber into one of the 20,000 hotels that's right there.
Yeah, right. It is. No, it is. It's like, and I love it in Reno. I love that Legion's in Reno, as opposed to moving it to like Vegas or something like that, right? Because he could easily pick it up and move it there, right? Because it's in the same state. Vegas is very well set up for the same thing. Flying into it's easy, all the hotels and whatnot. But like Reno's cool. It's a little bit more intimate feel, right? I hate Vegas, by the way, but like Reno's just cooler. And so,
What a lot of people don't know about what Chris does with the city of Reno. The city of Reno throws down a good chunk of money for advertisement because his bodybuilding shows bring so much water into the city. So the
wow.
fact that the city itself is like, please stay here, we will help you, we will throw tons of money in advertising to better suit you. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to buy the hands, man.
Oh, dude, I love that he does that. And I love that he has that connection. I mean, the guy is an amazing networker. I mean, like he knows everyone. And again, I don't know, his whole aura, you know what I mean? The mustache and the hat and rides around the expo with a scooter and everything like that. He's just like I don't know, he's an aura guy, man. Like he just like radiates good energy again. So, but yeah, you definitely need to get my information. So that way, if you want to make a push, I've got money to burn. I can probably get some people. If there's other people you have involved, like if we all just throw our money in a pot and say, hey, this is what you asked for, let's do this. Like I will happily be involved. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I
I
mean,
just am that
if it
passionate
really
about
comes to it, I think between the four of us here, we could all start a group men's OnlyFans to come up with the money, and I think we'd be great.
Oh my gosh. I
It
don't
could be
think
called
I
Only Bros.
my aspect of that. My aspect
I gotta
of
trim my toenails then.
you gotta trim something else there, boy. But yeah, no, I definitely would like to get some contact information from you so we can stay in touch. Like I said, I would love to be on that stage. I would be on it the first inaugural year that it brought back. Despite my leg being half the size of my other leg, I would do it. I don't even care. Like it's just like
That's
I don't know
bad.
about you guys, but I'm itching to get back on stage bad.
I'll put you in contact with Brad Rowe so you can get hooked up with the newbie fit and get your
I have
leg
one.
back. Oh, yeah, okay, there you go.
My trainer has one, and like we use it, and it's definitely helpful. But it's just like, dude, it's just this is taking just so long. Like
I did my first session yesterday.
What'd you use it on?
My right quad.
Did you have an injury or something, or just
So yeah, I had shingles 4 years ago,
okay?
and there has to be some minor nerve damage.
Right.
But yeah, it's funny because I was just poking around YouTube and I saw your video, Justin, on
Oh,
YouTube.
is it on?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, cool. So then I did my first session yesterday, but I mean,
What'd you think?
I loved it. I
Yeah.
gotta say honestly, and I took pictures after. So I took pictures after. I did 20 minutes of cardio, which that wasn't on my plan, but Stephanie had to do cardio. And then we have a 30-minute drive home. So then after all that, eating a meal, I'm like feeling my legs and they're blasting full.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if I've ever had more blood in my legs, like ever.
Yeah. It's so Eddie Shepard, Quality Muscle on Instagram. He's my trainer, and I hired him after he's been a good friend of mine since the day I moved here
Okay.
to Florida, and like we were friends before as well. And so he has the newbie, and he's hooked me up to it for several different areas. But like this time, I'm actually using it on an injury or a muscle group that's lagging that had, the knee surgery essentially is the injury, right?
Right.
And I was having just the hardest time getting my quads, my like any of my muscle in my quad to contract post surgery. I did not expect that at all.
Mhm.
Because, like, and not that my doctor did anything wrong, he didn't, but it was dubbed to be a much more invasive surgery than what actually was happening. And so, and then after the fact, I'm like Googling to like learn more. I probably should have done this prior. Most of the places their write ups are like, they say a 12 to 18 months recovery time. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I would have just drained it and put cortisone in it for at least as long as I could handle it. Because I was in prep for New York Pro and pulled out 4 weeks out not 4 weeks into the prep,
Mhm.
because my knee was jacked up. And so, like, I should have tried to honestly do other shit, to be perfectly honest, but it is what it is. But yeah, the newbie, especially the fullness, the blood flow, and then for me, it blunts a pain response.
Okay.
So, which might not be smart because I'm training through pain. So I might be fucking myself up and I don't feel it, but it lets me go. It lets me do stuff. Because that was the biggest thing coming back from with training and hitting like full range of motion stuff, even with very minimal load. A lot of times, just the sled, that range of motion had a pain response that wasn't correlated to the injury. It was just like it hurt because I hadn't been bending like that.
Mhm.
Because I was in a brace like this for 4 weeks,
Right.
which like I almost developed like rigor mortis in my leg. So like and that's with using a CPM machine, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's a continuous pattern motion machine or something like that. It bends your leg for you.
Mm.
So you just put your leg on it and it just bends it into flexion.
Mhm.
And I was doing that 5 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
I didn't move from my couch for the first 2 or 3 weeks. Like my mom had a bedpan and everything. Like poor woman. I mean, God bless her. But like at nighttime, like if I didn't. The only time I could get off the couch is if she could pick me up. And she was my caretaker. I mean, I love her. Thank God. Thank God my mom's retired and could come down here. And then my father came shortly after, and they just kind of helped me get around. But to like use the bathroom and shower, that was the only time I was getting off the couch, or to go to a doctor's appointment or a physical therapy session. And like, bro, dude, I mean, it just for anybody who's gone through an injury, man, like that was the most miserable experience of my life. I was like extremely depressed, probably almost as depressed as I was when I got divorced, and like just I I mean, knock on wood, man, but like if I ever got another injury that required some type of a surgery like that, I'm done. I don't have it in me to go at it again. Plus, the bodybuilding coach just cost me so much money. It's like it doesn't make me any money. It takes a lot of the money I make from coaching to fund my bodybuilding to the point where I'm like expensing it all. It's like, man, I'm like, dude, my net income sucks. It's like, well, yeah, because you spent 150 grand on bodybuilding last year. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, yeah, I guess all the GH and the IGF and the gear and the food and the tissue work. It's like, yeah, it does add up.
Oh
Dude,
yeah,
that tissue work. Fuck.
Dude, 250 a week.
damn.
You're killing it if you're only spending 250 a week.
Yeah, I mean that's for 2 hours, but yeah, that's 250 a week. And I'm just the one session. I was doing more than that. I was doing 2 sessions with one guy and another guy, and then the drive to the other guy after the surgery was just going to be too much, so I had to cut that one. So, and I haven't picked it back up. But yeah, 250. Dude. If I'm killing it, then hey, great, awesome. But $1,000 a month on tissue work sounds like a lot.
I mean, when you're doing it right, shit's expensive. It just is what it is.
Yeah, it's crucial.
Do you have a chunk of scar tissue from the surgery?
No. Or well, maybe around the actual knee. Here, let me see if I can show you guys. So that there's not going to be enough light, but my scar is here to here.
Okay.
So they didn't cut through my teardrop at all, like none of my VMO, but it's shrunk to shit. And so, but this is what I've got. I'm not sure if you can even see that. And then my where they scoped me is right here. But I had scar tissue, and I'm sure there's probably some scar tissue in there too. So the procedure I had was called oats. I don't know. They harvest cartilage from non-weight bearing portions of the knee and inject that with a bone graft into the areas that are bone on bone. So I had 2 areas that were bone on bone. They were just a little bit smaller than a dime. And that's what they had to do. Now, the first 6 to 8 weeks of your healing process is simply letting the bone graft heal. Now, bone heals relatively fast comparatively to like tendons and ligaments, but that's the first 8 weeks. And then there is a lot of grittiness. It feels and sounds like gravel inside your knee. So you like bend your knee and it's like, it's just it's like blood curdling. And then but they tell you in PT, hey, the only way for us to break that down and smooth out those bone grafts so that way it fits flush into your knee. Because it's kind of like you have something like this and then it's like poking out. You have to wear that down through motion. And they're like, so the sooner we can get you healthy and get you back to doing some of your normal things, maybe not squatting with 500 pounds on your back, but regardless, like then it'll kind of almost start healing itself. Like that's how you heal it. But I mean, there was just so much stuff, dude. That was just the worst experience of my life. I never would have expected there to be that much atrophy. I was shocked.
It happened super fast. I
2
brought
months.
up the scar tissue thing because I was going to ask you if you had a noticeable chunk of scar tissue. I've been saying this for years. Chris knows I have the world's greatest chiropractor, and I came to him one time, and he knows every little weird thing. Like you ask him the most just bizarre question that has nothing to do with fitness, he's like, "This is it, and here's the solution for it." And I was telling him, I was like, "Oh man, I got a bunch of scar tissue in my ass from doing all these injections," and he's a former college athlete and he loves working on athletes. And he was like, "Ooh, don't move." And he got really excited. I'm like, okay. So he came back in with this thing that kind of looked like a Palm Pilot and these 2 detachable prods, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
And he called it laser therapy, also known as light therapy. And he said the machine is $14,000 and it can change the different frequencies based on whatever you need it for. So if you need increased blood flow, it will do that frequency. If you need to break down scar tissue, it will do that too. And so he had me lay on my stomach. I had my clothes on, wasn't gay. And then he started blasting that corner of the glute. And he was like, okay, he was like, "You're going to do this every time I see you for the next couple of months and we'll see how it goes." It was so bad when I went there. I had like a chunk of leather that a 25 gauge wouldn't even go through. It was just like poking it at, a wall, just didn't budge. And you could feel it. Like I'd be sitting on the ground. I'd be like, dude, my ass hurts. It's been years and he's done 3 treatments and I've never had any more scar tissue buildup ever.
Wow.
And he was doing stuff in my shoulders too, because when I couldn't pin my ass, I would have to do my rear delts and then that gets scar tissue too.
Yeah.
And then when you're cheap and you don't have any money, you're just using the 23 gauge that it comes with. You're not using the smaller ones. You got these little harpoons all the time. So,
I love this guy.
That's insane.
Oh my God. I definitely have scar tissue around like where the incisions were and like where the sutures and everything were put in, but otherwise, I mean, I wouldn't know. Nothing like nothing from like an intramuscular standpoint with like scar tissue. I mean, I definitely have some spots of scar tissue from pinning that I would definitely love that guy to work on. But
it's really cool. There's a couple different names for it, but it's slightly bigger than like iPhone Pro, Big Mac's one.
yeah,
With 2 little detachable things. Most chiropractors have them. They just don't use them because they're expensive and most people don't ask for it.
interesting. My tissue guy is a chiropractor.
Okay, ask him about it. It's
Alan
really
Steele,
cool.
I'll ask him about it. What was it called?
My guy called it laser therapy, and he also referred to it that some people call it light therapy.
Okay. I mean, I see him tomorrow, so I'll ask him about it. But if not, when I go to my summer home on Lake Tahoe, I'll just hit you up and go to your see your guy. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I mean, I love the recovery technology that we have. I mean, my sister is an endurance athlete. She was the 2024 world champion for High Rocks. Do you guys know what High Rocks is?
Mm-mm.
So it's a hybrid racing. It's an endurance sport. So think of CrossFit games without barbells.
Wow.
So it's a 1 kilometer run in between 8 stations. So it's very running based. So like you have to be able to run. So like if you can't run, you're fucked.
So we're all fucked.
Yeah, we're all fucked. Like Megan just looked nothing like me. And so Lifetime Natty but has capped shoulders, and I'm just like, you fucking suck. So she's all the best genetics from my parents. I got the leftover. So she's always been better at sports than me anyway. It's all good. Um, so she does a lot of like the recovery tools and things like that. And it's just like fascinating to me, like what is out there. My point with bringing that up is like she sleeps in a hyperbaric chamber sometimes. And I think that's wacky. That's wacky. Like just to think about it. I mean, I know it works. And like, I know the studies behind it. And there's 3 different ways you can do the same thing. You can take your blood out and inject it back in like prior to the race.
Yep.
You can take EPO, or you can or you can sleep in a hyperbaric chamber, and 1 is legal and 2 are illegal. And it's like it's doing the same thing. It's like this is such bullshit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so she'll do stuff like that. And I mean, I'm a nerd too. Like I love the different stuff. My chiropractor, his name's Marlon. He's based out of Jupiter, Florida. And he uses I can't remember. It's an acronym. It's like PEMF, or it might just be PMF or whatnot. So it's electric currents, but he calls it like, well, we're going to charge this back up. So he'll like beat up an area, and then he puts this mat underneath my leg, and then he stands on it. He turns the machine on, and then he becomes the electric current. So wherever his fingers are, because electricity just goes through. So like he is then directing where it goes, and it will flicker that area, just like a TENS unit, I guess, for lack of a better word, or like the newbie. But think about it as like a much more in-depth and targeted response, as opposed to like the newbie is like the whole muscle, and it's just where you have the I don't know what I'm trying to say, the sticky things that they have on you, the electrodes or whatever, whatnot. That stuff has been the biggest like lifesaver for me, with not only trying to get this quad to fire again, but just in all of my other tissue work. Like, I mean, I owe Marlon a lot. He's definitely helped me come back from like the bicep tear in 2024, and then the knee surgery in January of 2025. Like, that's why I haven't competed. It's been just 2 major injuries that needed surgery. And, I mean, you tear a bicep, dude, you're out for 6 months. So yeah, it just takes forever to come back. So I don't know, man, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, because none of us are young. So, right. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how old all of you guys are. I know Chris is old, but that's it.
Yeah.
You are
right on that.
I only know Chris is old because we have a little bit of a history, but everybody else, I don't know how old everybody is.
Yeah.
How old are you guys?
I'm 33.
Okay.
I'm 36.
Oh, you look good for 36, brother.
So, funny story about that. I got hooked up with one of my favorite vendors that I deal with, cosmicnootropic.com, discount code LORE. They sent me out some product to test.
I love this.
And it's the key active ingredient is called SKQ1, which is mitochondria related thing. So it truly brought back the life to my skin. So, I mean, not like I was a bad looking individual, but I didn't have this angelic skin before.
Now you're sexy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And your wife is all over it.
Yeah. She's like, we need more kids. I'm like, no, we're done. I'm hyping this sexy up. No more.
Oh my God. That's good. Yeah, I guess I'm the young one of the group. I'm 31, but my body certainly thinks it's much older. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's, and I don't know how you guys feel about this and your theories on this, but I feel like I played sports like my whole life. And then I played collegiate sports, and I played contact sports, right? Like football. And I was a running back. So, I mean, I got hit a lot. And again, that was half the reason that I walked away from playing college football, was eventually I switched positions to slot receiver as a sophomore. And I mean, I got blasted. And like, it was just, I had a couple concussions in college, and I just realized, I was like, these guys are too big for me. I'm like, I can't handle this. And so that was when I got into bodybuilding. But I don't know. And maybe I was dumb in my early years and I didn't do the wear and tear recovery stuff like I should have. But a lot of these injuries and aches and pains that I have now, at least from what Marlon and, the MRIs tell me, is that, it's just built up over time. The knee surgery was from wear and tear. When you wear cartilage down, I mean, the only way that you do that is just from using your knee a lot. So I played baseball as a catcher. I played football as a running back. I ran track. I played basketball for a long time as well. And then, I don't know, then football and, college football. And then all the years of, from 20 years old to now 31, leg day was always my favorite thing. So, and I'm now no different than you guys, Eric, especially, like putting big weights on my back and doing stupid shit just for the sake of being able to say that I did it. And, I wanted to be the strongest guy in the gym. So that was always like my motivation behind that. And just, I don't know, the wear and tear just kind of caught up with me. So
I developed bursitis in my left knee, and unfortunately, there's nothing really you can do about it. So it taught me to be really good with nutrition, to understand inflammation control and not inflammation suppression. So just recently in the last year, I've been able to have really good, consistent leg days when it's not inflamed and filled with fluid. But man, like it was getting to the point where I couldn't do legs. I could barely walk from one side of the room to the other without just being in that weird excruciating pain. I'm like, fuck, dude, is this what 30 is like? And then I made a joke about it, and it was half funny and half true. But they don't require you to prove that you're handicapped to be in the wheelchair division.
Eric, come on.
I'm just saying. You have options.
I have pride too. I don't think I can do that. I love that where you're going with that, but I don't think I can do that.
if you remember Fast and the Furious, Vin Diesel said, "Winning is winning."
Okay.
You did.
Okay. All right. Take this guy's microphone away. Holy crap. Good God. That's so funny, dude.
Well, we've been out
go to
for a
bed,
bit.
be like, I could totally
Chris,
do that wheelchair shit.
before we get too far into this, because we're almost 2 hours in, did you guys get questions or whatnot, or do we do a Q&A here at all, or we're just shooting the shit?
We're just shooting it, man. I think we're gonna need a part 2 here.
I think so, because I'm like, shit, man, I need to eat a meal here pretty soon.
Yeah, I gotta eat too.
We've been out for a bit, boys.
But we got to get your top 5. You got to say it in order. Too. You got to say it in order too.
Oh.
We'll do top 5 and then we'll wrap.
You just did that to me. All right. I think Samson will win again. I think Derek will be second. I think Nick will be third. I'm going to go out. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go Hottie fourth. I'm going to put my boy Tony O in fifth.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's bold.
I have a guy in the show. Of course I'm going to go with my guy.
Dude. I like it.
I say I think Tony O's going to win and just be like, all right, Tony O's Mr. Olympia this year. That's my prediction.
Dude,
I ride for my guys.
He could go that
I have Tonio in the first call out 100%. I know that he's going to be on. I know he's going to be, arguably his best, if not, whatever, really close. Like, because I'm not delusional. I'm not like, it's very similar to Chris. It's like, not every time out is your new best. Like, it depends, you sleep funny and something's not right. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, but this prep has gone great. I feel super confident in him. I know we're going to be, fighting for a first call out. I know we're going to make it. It's all going to come to fruition. It's been one of those years for him and I. It's been one of those years for me and my team. And I believe in God. I pray, and I know that it's going to happen. So, and I'll eat my words if it doesn't. That's fine. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It's just like I stand up. I'm 10 toes down on what I believe in, and and that's what I believe in. So,
love it.
I hope it happens.
I think that's how things are going to shake out. That's how I'm hoping things shake out. You know what I mean? So, and it's hard because this is going to be the deepest year I've ever seen in the open in quite some time. I mean, like I said, so I just had a hard time naming the top 5. So I left out guys like Andrew Bonac, Brandon Curry, Sass, Reagan Grimes, Urs. Did I say Andrew Jack yet or no?
Martin.
No, I had Martin. I didn't have Martin. Sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I should. I was like, I'm going with Tonio, and so
I like it.
But it's like, I mean, dude, this is loaded. There's over 20 guys in the open for the O this year, so it's loaded, just really deep. A lot of really good guys, and I think it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy show. Jordan Hutchinson, man, what about him? First timer.
Yeah.
2 pro wins already.
Yeah.
And very impressive in all of them. So it's like, but it comes back down to what I said before. Can you win the front relax, the front double, and the back double? And I think that's at that level. I think, yes, it's everything. And they're definitely looking at things closer than that. But damn, man, you really got to make a good impression in those ones. Because we all know, I mean, how do you make the first call out? It's in your initial groups. That's where you're getting judged.
Yeah.
You get a good look at, a guy in his individual presentation, but if they're smart, they should only be hitting a handful of poses and the ones that highlight their strengths and hide their weaknesses. If you don't have a back double, don't hit it. Just hit a lat spread. Don't turn to the back at all if you don't have to. Like, if that's just not your poses, that's not your poses. But the initial groups, quarter turns, a front and back double.
Absolutely.
It's how it is at the national level. It's how it is in the pro leagues all year leading up. You know what I mean? It's like when you're standing on stage next to other guys is how you get your call out. And then you're in. Then after that, it's a battle.
Yeah.
Then it's all right. It's no holds bar. Whoever's guys. I left out one of my good friends, Brett Wilkin.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even mean to do that because he qualified last year, so that's why it just wasn't fresh in my mind.
He looks good too.
It looks crazy.
Yeah.
It looks crazy. This might be the best that he's ever looked, especially this far out. And so
he's got a good front relax.
He's got a great front relax. He's got a great front double and a great back double.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's big. He's really big. And so but again, it's all an illusion, right? So it's just about like, it doesn't matter how much they weigh or anything like that. It's just all an illusion. I think Samson's going to look wacky. I just have a hunch. I feel like they're going to bring in the conditioning harder. Last year was the best that it had been. I think it's going to be better. I know that Derek beat him at the Arnold. I'm not really worried about that. I don't really care because Derek then continued.
Yeah.
And Samson shut it down.
Correct.
And I don't think Samson will do the same thing he did last year where he did like a little sneak peek, like, jumped in a show for fun. I'm not really sure what the thought process behind that was, but regardless, because after that show, I was like, okay, well, Samson's not winning.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he was very impressive there. And then at the it was just like a completely different guy. So maybe they did that on purpose. I don't know. I don't really love the whole mind game thing that the guys kind of at that level try to play. I think it's kind of irrelevant, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm going with the big man. I think Samson's going to win it again, and I'm kind of hoping he does, because like this whole trifecta that's been going out with the whole Derek thing. I'm like, all right, bro, come off of it. Like, I don't care. I'm kind of outspoken, but I'm just like, dude.
Yeah.
I also think a lot of this content that's getting posted of like in the gym training and like the talking to yourself and like best ever. It's like, man, that feels forced. Mm-hmm. That I don't even feel like you believe it because I don't. The way you just said that didn't make me believe it.
Mm-mm.
Have you seen his comment sections?
They all say the same thing. I'm not the only one. I'm just maybe one of the people who will say it out loud.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no hate. I mean, like, I don't hate the guy. I mean, I don't even know the guy. No. You know what I mean? I mean, he seems to be a decent person. I don't really love like throwing like everything is like God this and God that. It's like, okay, man, like I'm a believer too, and I follow and I practice, but like, I don't know, it's not the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Maybe like thanking my coach and my wife and my friends and like all this other stuff, but that's just me. So it just a lot of it feels forced.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, well, I don't know,
Right.
So.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it's been a great man. We appreciate you coming on, man. Well, like I said,
okay. We'll definitely need to do a round 2.
We definitely need a round 2.
Yeah, that was funny. And Peter has to be on for the round 2.
I'm going to text him right after this. I'm going to be like, dude, you're on.
Tell him I was mad. Tell him that I was really pissed off and that I'm questioning our friend.
I'm going to tell him you were going to sign off because he wasn't here.
Yeah, Justin was this close to signing off right at the beginning because you were on. Make him guilt trip him.
I will. All right,
all thank you guys.
Good meeting you
guys next time.
You too. Good meeting you guys.
See you, man.
Bye.